Hello, everybody. My name is DreamerCab, but my friends call me Game, and we are here once more. I will be a humble dungeon master for this session 2 of Tales of Light. And here we got my lovely adventurers. Say hello.
Hello.
Aha.
Hello.
And these are the Guild of Champions. We shall now, are you guys ready to begin the session? We're jumping straight into it. No time to even think about what the fudge is going on.
Let's go. I'm ready.
My body is ready.
My body is
Yeah,
ready.
I
was born ready.
I'm ready.
I
ready.
Body's
My
ready, the
character
mind is
isn't.
welling.
you're
Right.
ready.
My character isn't, but I am.
We had a I wish that I was streaming like seconds ago because we were talking about the fudging the therapy session for Yados. I wish that was on camera because
very
that was
needed.
funny.
It's very needed.
It's
Everyone
very
needs therapy.
very important. Including people in Yados. But either way, we would signify the beginning of this session with me filling up my fantasy jug, but I didn't buy a soft drink or any sort of liquid that I could put into the jug, so we're gonna begin anyway.
Oh no.
It's fine, guys, it's fine. Okay, so back into the chair again. So, last time, on this episode of Dragon Ball Yados, you guys were partaking in the festival of the choosing of the next champions of the realm. And after finding an ancient temple by some mysteriously blue transparent figure, and then going into said temple, you met with Azura, the goddess of creation, who labeled you guys as champions. After which you were given the Castle of Champions, which will be your new home. However, it was taken over by orcs and goblins. And there were a bunch of very nasty enemies inside, which you guys hastily dealt with a lot of rolling barrels into them and eating the orc general's heart. It was a very chaotic battle, but you guys turned out victorious in the end. And with that now, after a glorified dance session on the corpses of your enemies, you guys are still in the room of your enemies. However, your attention has been drawn towards the bowl in the center that has been ornately crafted with various amounts of gold insignia and is put atop a pillar that is fixed into the ground, very much not meant to be moved. And the water inside is a very, very bright blue, like a sort of almost leaning into cyan, and then fading into a darker blue, and then fading back into that almost cyan again. During the entire fight, there was talk about the Oracle, the Farseer, and you guys know from being at the Queen's Castle, the capital, before, that the Queen also had a Oracle of her own. This would essentially be that. It is a circular bowl that, when you talk to it, it talks back to you and shows you what you desire to see. Within reason.
I like that clause.
Within reason. I'm not gonna have you like say
Where's
show
the
me
nearest mint chocolate chip barrel?
Exactly. I wasn't gonna allow you to look at it and say, show me 15 years into the future. That's not within reason. But either way, yeah. And now the the castle is yours, as well as its denizens, who are currently like resetting themselves, very much just going about putting up backup potted plants that got knocked over during the brawl. Some people have gotten out dustpan and brooms, like the tiny things, and they're going up to the bits of furniture that were collapsed and smashed in on each other and are just brushing just brushing them with the tiny dustpan and broom to try and get them out. One person who very much seems attuned with spellcasting, but not enough for combat, just kind of is clicking and pointing at things, and they just kind of bloop out of existence, and they're just going bloop, 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 very much just taking up the work of cleaning up the castle. And two of them are like rolling the gunpowder barrels out, and like, well, you hear one of them, and it's just like, well, we can't use this, so we may as well get it out. It's far too wet to use the gunpowder inside. And they're just cleaning up the place.
It's far too wet.
Yeah, you guys poured water on the gunpowder to make it unusable.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
See, I remember! Either way, so now you're here. What would you like to do?
So, I'm assuming we're both like we haven't like rested yet, or like we're all still kind of.
This is literally right after the dance session on the corpses of your enemies.
Mhm.
Like you literally just finished dancing, and now you're looking at the fascia.
Okay. Oh, we both took 14. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of like walk up to Sahara, noticing that they like remembering that they also kind of tanked the gunpowder explosion.
Yeah, a little
Along with
bit.
me. We both got kind of blown up and yeeted into a wall.
Just a little,
Just a bit.
Sometimes it's just what you need to do.
But yeah, so like you know this like Aaron kind of walking up to you. He's like his art, like his breastplate and like priest robes are kind of like scuffed up and like like kind of ashen a bit, and he's got a bit of blood like kind of seeping through in some areas of the like of the area where he got cut and stuff. But he kind of seems to be ignoring it completely, and he just kind of looks at you like, you're hurt.
Sahara's just gonna like just eyes darting from side to side, like, is he ignoring himself?
His pain.
like just kind of like, is he ignoring himself? He's just like pointing to him, and then his clothes, and then up to him again. It's like, you're just as bad as I am.
He kind of smiles slightly. He's like, "Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Let me ease your pain a bit. That wasn't fun." And like he kind of like offers to like use his lay on hands to heal the damage you took.
Okay.
So like it's not a perfect heal, but like he kind of like rests his hand on your shoulder and like starts to glow a bit, and like he mutters a prayer under his breath, and you heal 10 health.
Oh, sweet.
You can see that the wounds are still very much there. Your wounds and your burn marks are still there, but as he puts his hand on you, it starts to numb the pain, and you start to feel it less. So the wounds still exist. You just don't feel them.
Heal. Okay. It was 10, right?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Yay, I'm not dying. I'm 18 hit points. Let's go.
And just in
Hey,
case,
you're not dead.
and just in
Yeah,
case,
I'm just 9 off.
and just in case anybody thinks, so healing in this world works kind of like anesthesia. No, the feeling of pain's not going to come back in an hour or so. once healing word happens, the wounds are still there and the body is still healing, but you don't feel them forever. This is
What if
like
you're bad at
permanent.
casting healing magic?
It's just bad at casting healing, man. 1 hour later, it's just like, Doc, I start feeling my arm gone now. I stopped feeling my arm.
It's like you didn't have an arm after
It's just
the fight. What are you talking about?
It's just like the arm's gone. It's just like, and it's just healing magic. And it's just like
that one's-
a D10 healing, and then in an hour, it's just like, Doc, I can't feel my arm again.
That spell's a little bit beyond his repertoire.
Either way, so while this exchange is going on, Yuda, sorry, Yuda, what are you doing currently?
Probably checking all the corpses just to see and making sure there's nothing that we would leave behind, honestly.
Fair enough. You got as before. There's not really much on the corpses, or like more so not stuff of value. These guys are very much just like stereotypical army men. They carry their weapons, they carry armor, and they carry anything that is required for the mission, and then that is it. Apart from a couple of really ugly and ornate trinkets that are goblin traditions, and like sort of like orcish totems that are considered lucky for battle.
I'm just gonna spend some time breaking all the metal off their weapons and collecting it in a bag.
Okay, so you have what you have a reasonably sized bag of scrap metal.
Yeah, boy.
I'll say that this metal can be melted down and recycled.
The plan was to take it to a blacksmith and melt them down into some ingots.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, I can do that.
There we are. You guys just need to find a smelting room.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If there's not one in the castle, we should get a forge built outside.
With that, you guys hear behind you. Well, I can help with that. Behind you guys, as you look behind,
Turns around.
very much bushy mustache that kind of ends about there. Strong jawline, very muscular built, but very much like constrained into this almost restricting, but still somehow fits tuxedo.
I love him already. Can we be best friends?
There is an elf, a high elf in like a very sort of mature, straight back, like standing up posture. Again, like arms like out to here, but like still like standing up. He's just like,
oh, so he's one of the new money. Got
Hello.
it.
I-
Old money.
I am Jereb. I am the Castellan. Pleased to make your acquaintance, new champions.
Hello. Nice to meet you. My name's Yuda. That thing's hard and points to the I think it was the orc or the ogre. I don't know.
Master Yuda. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
And the two newest champions? Asking for your names.
So Sarah's just gonna look over and be like, I'm not going. I was like, I'm not going.
Sahira, you are like almost the tallest out of the group. Like you are standing next to you, like next to Yuda in height. He is like, he's an elf, so it makes sense that he's like roughly like, elves are usually like a bit taller than humans. This guy is like almost meeting you, so like almost at the 8 foot, almost at the like 6 to 8 foot range. He's very much just like very big, large boy.
He's just gonna look over and be like, I'm not saying anything. Well, are you gonna go first? I don't want to go first. Just like, I don't
Aaron kind of
shivers.
just like bows like slightly at like maybe like a 20-degree, just nothing crazy. He's not like ostentatious about it. He just kind of bows slightly, like, pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
The pleasure is all mine. Your name?
Yes. Sorry, sometimes I forget that not everyone knows who I am these days.
Apologies.
The name is
are
Aaron
not...
Ledenfeld.
Master Ledenfeld. Apologies are not required. It is a pleasure to meet you. And the shy one?
He's just
Are
gonna
you
be
talking
like,
about? Are you talking about our dog?
you can just see him slowly deflate a little bit.
Did
Just
you
like,
just say, are you talking about our dog?
the dog.
Yeah.
Sahara's gonna snap his head over to Utah and be like, why? Why?
You're just gonna legit. You're just gonna turn his head over and just like make a a face that only people who can read lizard faces will get. Is that it's completely joking. They're just being a little shithead.
He's still just like, why? Why you gotta bring attention to me? He's just gonna look at the elf and be like, it's Sahara.
Sahara, lovely to meet you. As you all know now, I am the Castellan, the organizer of this fine establishment, and essentially the person that answers to you all. Whatever orders you have, I will see to it that they are met. So if you require a smithy, I would gladly like to organize construction on a room that you can do your smithing. However, it will require funds.
We have a source of income.
Well, I'm afraid that part is out of my expertise. The previous champions had a sort of organization that sold multiple shipments from the shopping district out to other villages throughout Iados. However, now that they are gone, their contracts are no longer valid. So the organization will be likely to fall apart within a week unless actions are met.
I guess we could try to take up some of their contracts, but I was thinking about starting a brewery, if I'm being completely honest.
That would not be a very bad idea, and quite easy to set up. We simply just need to go and purchase ourselves a building. Or perhaps maybe we could set it nearby here.
We should get a building nearby. I was thinking it could be a brewery and a pub, so people could come to come try the drink besides just buying it,
Aaron kind of like shyly what's the word, like lightens up at the idea of actually opening up a brewery. He's like, oh well, it's been quite some years since I've dealt in my family's old affairs, but,
actually, speaking of your family, Aaron, would you mind giving me a history check, just real quick?
Oh boy,
of course. It would help if I had my dice.
indeed.
All right. That is a 12.
Okay. You actually remember that you don't know all the details to the contract, but your family actually has a contract to the business with the champions. In fact, after the incident that happened with your family, that organization was the forerunner that helped your family not go under and get back on their feet as everybody mourned. So you know that even though it's not viable now, you have one of the contracts already to the organization that would, if you get it back up and running again, could give you guys funds.
I guess I would have to go talk to my uncle. He's the one in charge of most of the family affairs now.
So your family used to make brew, though, you were thinking?
Aaron, your family
That's
was in the trade, so your family actually supplied ships for the organization in order to deliver stuff outside of the shopping district.
I think we had written that like they're like one of the bigger agricultural
Indeed.
nobility families.
Yes.
So, my friend, investments. You said you like the idea of a brewery.
It definitely has promise.
Yes,
We
yes.
need
I
to
think we can.
work on things like logistics and all that, but I'm sure
Yes,
with
yes,
some help and connections.
if we take up that, if we could get access to that business of theirs, we could probably get some startup funds to rebuild the castle and get started on the brewery.
But obviously yourselves are incredibly busy, obviously with needing to protect the realm. So do not I will let you know if you need to overseek some details or if there's a specific meeting. I will send a letter obviously to you. But apart from that, just let me deal with all of the nitty and gritty. You guys will obviously be stressed out of your minds with trying to figure out this whole protecting the light this business.
Oh, it's okay. I have a good plan. I just plan to invoke the good old beast folks tradition. If I save someone's life, they owe me a favor, and then I'll be like, "Hey, I have this brewery I'm trying to open."
I was not aware that such traditions were actually existed. Forgive me, but it has been many a generation since I have seen your kind.
Well, I guess I can't say for the ones who are on diaspora outside the city, but in Lycanthrope City, you know, where we're from, usually when you help someone out or you save them, usually you owe them a favor.
If only normal civilization was more like your kind. Minus the
I hear it.
minus the dancing on people's graves when you beat them.
Yeah, I hear I hear the humans sometimes will betray the people who save them, and that's like crazy.
More than sometimes, I'm afraid. But hey, you
Iron kind of looks starkly ahead at that and then like snaps out of it.
But hey, you can't blame them. We are only mortal.
And I'm reptile.
Alrighty, so as you all know, the castle has been slightly destroyed because of the explosions. I am off to see through to the repairs. So if you need me, just clap like this, and I will be there. And
I clap like that right in this. I clap like that right in front of him.
Sahara's just gonna like look. He's gonna look at Yuto and be like, "Isn't that degrading?"
Forgive me, master, for I was not clear. Clap like that when you need me, and I am not by your side already.
I'm sorry. The opportunity was there to jest that. Please forgive me.
Is that why elves have? Is that why elves have pointy ears? Is it so they can hear us better?
That's a racial stereotype.
Good to know.
However, while we do have better hearing than most, it is not as akin to the lycanthropes, I'm afraid. So yes, it is a racial stereotype. Either way,
But just to be sure, what's his how do you pronounce his name again? Our liaison.
Our elf
Our
man.
Castellan.
did
Elf boy.
now?
What?
God damn it! I think I've already forgotten his name.
No, we all
I
forgot
had
his
written
name.
it down. I had written it down. It was Garib or Jareb, but I forget like
It was
how you pronounce it.
Guys,
It was
guys,
Jareb, right?
Jareb.
guys.
Okay.
Let's constantly misname him.
God damn. I'm writing it down now. I'm writing it down now so that I don't remember.
I'm
Who's
gonna
gonna
write
go-
Jared, but don't expect me to get it right every time.
My joke is gonna be that I'm gonna give him an increasingly longer title every time I see him.
It's Jareb, Gerib, and now I can't forget.
Gee,
It is the
got
great,
it, got it,
it is the great and honorable Jareb.
It is Jareb.
Jareb.
You are Jeremy?
Jerry! Hey, Jerry!
Jerry.
Not my name, but okay.
I mean, Jerry is a fitting nickname when his name is Jared.
And now, if you do not require my assistance, I shall take my leave.
Actually, Jereb, if you would be so kind, I'm quite curious about the amenities of this castle. Would it be possible to perhaps follow you around and just see what we have to work with?
Oh, of course.
Door.
Forgive me. Forgive me. I completely forgot about showing you to your new home. So, this is the Castle of Heroes. The Castle of Heroes was founded many a generation back when the first champions first took on the plight of fighting against the Dark Lord's army. Now, this castle is now owned by you and has seen a time far before you existed, so please treat it with respect. As you are currently aware, this is the Farseer room. While it is slightly untidied and usually less blooded on the floor, this is where you would come to speak to the Farseer, who will most likely be the most help that you will have around the battlefield, or with what to do against your fight against the dark. Simply go up to the Farseer and speak your words, and it shall speak back in whatever fashion. I personally don't know how to use it because I am not allowed to. He begins moving out of the room, down the staired corridor that's leading all the way down. Assuming you guys follow. As he goes down, as he goes down the stairway, the rooms connected to the Farseer will be your own. In the corners of the room, there will be doors that lead to a room that, through magic that is impossible to understand, is already tailored to meet your exact requirements to make you feel homely. So consider the upstairs your personal abode. After heading into the downstairs.
Interesting.
After heading and reaching the bottom of the staircase and going into the bottom part, which is still a hole in the wall from an explosion, like multiple tables and all that, like tipped over, some of them smashed. There's like black smearing dust around parts of the castle where explosional barrels went off. There's an area where a wall is like coated in black apart from a jackal imprint. And he's like, and this is our responsibility. For you see, to your left, pointing towards immediately to a outcropping of stone, not a door, just an outcropping that leads to another room. This is the eatery where all staff and yourselves shall also eat food if you choose not to eat it in your personal abode. And in that eatery, it is connected to the kitchen where our chefs work tirelessly.
Oh, I need some food.
Aaron lights up at the word kitchen.
We actually get our food imported from the shopping district immediately to here by our own private services, given to us by the capital. So you don't have to worry about us running out of food. If we are running low, we will resupply. And over here... I wonder... Continue. He stops to listen.
I was going to see if they could make me a sandwich real quick to take on the tour.
Absolutely, Master Yuda. And he clicks his fingers, which creates a loud snapping because of the size of his fingers. And you guys can see from the corner, like a small little outcropping inside the eatery area where all their like tables and chairs that are like incredibly long. Some of them are like specially crafted seats with gold encrypted. Like, imagine like the king's seat and then all of his servants' seats. It's like you guys can tell which ones are your seats.
Sahura is getting more and more mortified as he's seeing this. He's getting more and more mortified. Like, is this slave labor? Are we a slave?
Aaron has like a bittersweet expression. He's like, oh.
Noticing and hearing that, he goes, Oh, forgive me for your misunderstanding. We actually delight in our jobs in taking care of this entire abode, for this is as much our home as it is yours. Uh, Considering that we neither need to work in order to pay for such an abode, and all we need to do is just keep the housework up, we consider this job a privilege in order to help. Especially if it is to take some of the stress off of you in your horrid adventures to defeat the dark. We actually take quite
Yeah.
pride in helping.
Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't even going to ask them to see. I heard them say that earlier, so I was thinking they probably have some big pot of food that they've been stewing away at all day. That was going to be for later. I was thinking for a sandwich they could just like cut off the end piece of that baguette, and then I'll like eat the hollows end of it, and then I could pour whatever stew is inside it, and then I'll just carry that around and eat it.
He clicks his fingers, and you guys see out the corner to the outcropping where the kitchen, where you can see like two people who are obviously chefs because they are dripped out in chef official attire. You see that looking at the courtesan, Jerub, they nod, and then one of them like pushes the other one and goes, "Go get out of there!" And then like starts speaking a language that none of you guys understand. And he's like, "You got a bunch of commotion from inside the kitchen."
I say this is probably what they're having for dinner too, to be honest.
Most likely, Master Yuda. So, Sahara, Master Ladin, I'm stuttering. Master Ladinfeld and Sahara, please do not feel sorry for us, for we actually delight in our work.
Don't worry, guys. It was the same way back in the militia. The people who worked, the people who were, at the barracks and the castle and all the fortifications, they were like civilian, like kind of like they were technically part of the army, but they never left the kitchen.
Sarah's just gonna turn his head and be like, "That sounds so much worse."
Oh no, the food was great. We got steak daily.
I'm not talking about the food. I'm talking about the labor.
The cooks also got the steak daily for free.
Oh God.
It's
He's just gonna put his face in his hands, going, "Oh God, oh God."
Didn't you live at Kelu as well? Didn't you live in the Lycanthrope City as well?
he might not have been militia though.
He wasn't militia.
You know what? Fair. You know what? True. What was I?
That's why he's like, "Oh my God."
Honestly, it was great. Hey, I had before I was in the militia, I worked as an apprentice like a lot of people. That was worse. Having to buy food with my money. I still get money. I still got a stipend from the militia, so I got my food paid for. So I was only spending money on nice stuff. I got an engraved knife.
Still, face and hands just mortified.
Compensation is compensation.
As this is going on, Jerub is standing next to the door that's to the left of the staircase, and he says, "You all will not need to worry about this room, for this is our personal abode." And you guys notice that it's a single room. It's just one room and it has a door on it. And he says, "Every single staff member comes with a badge. The badge responds to the gem on the door, which flashes a different color and will take us to our respective rooms. It's magic like that."
God damn, Cherub, that's cool.
Sarah's like, "Oh,
ingenious.
thank God." He's like, "Oh, thank God, they're not all in one room.
So
They're not all in one room."
Cherub, does that
really
mean
worried
I
for a
can't?
moment.
That means I can't come to your room late at night for some hot cocoa and a conversation. You got to come to my room.
"Oh, well, if you clap as so, I will make my way to wherever you are in the room, so you will not have to worry about needing to know where I am. However, if you would like to come into my room," he goes into his pocket that's on the side, like behind the napkin that is currently like fashionably in his oversized peck of a pocket. He takes out a gemstone that holds it up to the door. It flashes orange. The door opens, and you guys see this beautifully ornate room with a lovely rug on the floor, depicting of a sort of red rug that depicts a golden lion on it, obviously to respect the Lightners, which, as a lot of you know, their flags to represent the entirety of the Lightners of Iados is a golden lion. And inside, you can see along the walls have been replaced with this incredibly long bookshelf with as far like hundreds upon hundreds of books. I do find myself in my personal time enjoying quite a bit of light reading.
All right, then I know what to get you for a housewarming gift.
Thank you, Master Yuda.
I'm
Her
getting
like,
one for all the staff.
so her just gonna look at the books and be like, "That's not light reading." That's like he's like, "That's not light reading."
Looking inside, you guys see like books that if I were to give a description on how long they would be, imagine if you opened up the English dictionary and you decided to read every single page. It's about that level of light reading.
He's just like, "This isn't light reading. This is like." He's like, "This is an encyclopedia."
Well, I don't know. It doesn't very much look like dark reading.
I have quite a good one, Master Yuda. As you can see, I organized them from top being books from different languages and exotic languages that not many people would know, to the bottom, which would be more languages that we all know, such as Common, Elven, Dwarvish, and so on and so forth. But you guys would like to hear more than just my delights with reading of different cultures. Closes the door.
We can have a book club thing later. We'll have tea, talk about some books, but that's later.
Indeed, later.
I can make scones.
Scones?
Make scones.
Ooh, with jam?
I like the way you think.
Walking forward.
So hers like, but like cookies with jam in them too.
Oh yeah, Jammy Dodger.
As he walks forward, like towards this sort of cross-like outcropping, where ahead of you guys is the entrance that you came out of, and then to the left of you, facing like the door out, there's just a window looking outside the. There's just a window looking outside the castle, and to the right there is a long corridor leading to other rooms of the castle as well. And he says, now down there you will find multiple different rooms leading to arts and craft, to sort of like mapping, to sort of like create new maps to map out the area recently, just in case any of the, like, Iados is an ever-changing nation. Many of the land is still untapped and very much unexplored, so you can very much find anything along the road. Hell, you might even fall into a cave at one point.
Been there.
Yeah, there are many rooms tailoring to any use you require. If you need, the armory is just a bit up that ways. If you go there, there's a person there that will, while not having a smithy to necessarily make weapons, he can still very much repair your weapons. His name is Greg.
Jorge?
Oh, fuck yeah. Greg?
Nope.
Jorge?
Nope. Greg, that is like nowhere near the name that I even said. It's Greg.
Jorge.
Jorge died. How many times do I have to tell you that?
You guys are gonna make me choke. What do you mean? Jorge didn't die. He's outside as the garrison. You guys look out the window and there's a guy, and there's a dwarf that like looks through the window and he just waves.
No, different Jorge. There was a Jorge back in the city. He was an otter. It's really sad to see an otter drown, to be honest.
Oh. Well, my
He's
apologies
like, I
for
liked
your loss.
Jorge.
My
He
apologies
was
for
kind of
your
crazy,
loss.
but
He was
I liked
crazy.
Jorge. He was crazy, but like he made good food.
Either way, so that is all to show of the castle. Is there anything else that you require? And as he says that, you guys see around the corner where the chef place was before. You guys see both the chefs come out, one of them holding the sandwich and a bowl of the soup that they were making, while the other one is like smacking the other one on the head, trying to make him walk faster. And it's very much just like, your food, Master Yuda.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, if you will excuse us, get on to it. Go, go, go! And like, it's immediately like smacking the other person back into the kitchen. And they're just off. They're gone.
Aaron looks horrified, torn between like asking for a dish for himself because it looks good and like potentially causing more pain to the poor chef.
Right.
Forgive our chefs. They are twins, you see.
Oh, I get it.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
It is
Oh
a
my
sort
God.
of family dynamic. They very much love each other. However, they have a weird way of showing it.
Do you want to bite? Do you want to bite Aaron?
If you would be so kind. It does smell lovely.
Yeah, he hands it I'm just gonna say they just like saw how hungry Yuta was, and they gave like actually just half a baguette cut in half and filled with soup, basically. He
At
just goes,
this-
take a bite.
At this moment, Sahara,
Mm-hmm.
at first you don't feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
Then it happens again, and you feel it this time, but you kind of shrug it off. It feels like a drip of water just dropped onto your nose or something. But like, and it's whatever. Sometimes those feelings happen. Then it happens again. And then again. Then on your ear. And now it's starting to become a consistent drip of water.
He's just gonna like wipe his face and at the same time just be like, is it raining in here?
The Castellan looks up, and like you guys could see like through multiple cracks in the stone above you guys in the roof, there's water dripping down. They're like dripping down to the floor, and that's like, that has never happened before.
He's like, is there a hole or is the house crying?
The only thing above us would be the oracle.
Mouthful
Give me,
of sandwich. We should probably go check that out.
Yeah, that way.
Give me-
Aaron's kind of like
give me 2
has
seconds.
a moment of like thinking, and then just eyes wide open, starts walking to like running towards the stairs.
He's like, I don't think that's right. He's gonna follow.
Yuta drops onto all fours into reptile mode and starts skittering.
Skitter. Oh, and you hear like the little click, 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 click on the nails on the floor.
Exactly. And he's still throwing his arm the same way like Komodos do.
Yeah. He's a little sliding, you know, because he can't get traction.
Yeah. He's drifting.
He's drifting.
Deja vu.
Deja vu.
I've been this time before.
We love it.
Somehow he goes up the stairs drifting.
He's drifting. Skid marks are following him as he's drifting. I think we unexisted our DM. It's our
Alrighty,
show,
I'm back.
man.
Okay.
Dang.
So,
Dang.
yeah, just above you guys, just dripping from the upper floors.
We all decided to start running up the stairs.
Yeah, we sprint towards the Farsi room.
As you guys are running up the stairs, like you guys can see water is like flowing down the staircase. The Castellan is like running behind you and is like, I don't know whether this is good or bad, but We must check on it. And immediately you guys are walking up the stairs.
This is like the Festival of the Floods, but with less hot women.
He's like, and crocodiles. And
Oh,
crocodiles.
but the crocodiles were some of the hot women.
As you guys get to the top of the staircase, you guys see that the top floor is flooded, and like the entire floor is cased in water, and it's all coming out from the fascia.
Well, good thing I have a swim speed.
What's good? And like
Sorry, that's
as you're walking through like this like half a foot deep water, Jareb just like continues walking in, and it's just like, oh, this has never happened before. I have heard that the Farseer does have a mind of its own, but I don't have any idea why it would do. And he stops and immediately looks down, and you guys see like at his feet there's words written like in the water. And as you guys look at the words, it basically just says, thank you, Castellan. Your presence is no longer needed. Please wait for your masters at the bottom floor.
We got this, I guess, Jareb.
I see.
Yeah. We'll see you later, Cherub.
Wait, Jareb, you can have the rest of this sandwich. And I give him the sandwich that me and Nobu have been eating.
You hand it back to him. He looks at it. It's just like, thank you, Master Yuda. He puts it on the plate and like walks down. And it's just like, well, I very much hope that the water stops eventually. As he just walks
like,
down.
bye, Gerb.
As he just like walks down the staircase. And yeah, you guys are now in the Oracle room with a flooded, basically almost like
a flooded
half
floor.
A foot, yeah, almost flooded floor. There are multiple arrows that are being drawn currently on the floor, pointing towards the center part of the Oracle.
Oh.
I don't care how shallow the water is. I just like lay down and start swimming over to her.
The snake slither.
You guys all, yeah, you just slither over to the center, and you guys can see like part of the water, unprompted by any sort of physical force, just curves and goes on top of Yuda, like splashing him in more water.
This is nice. It's good for my scales.
As you guys move to the center, you guys are like currently standing in front of the Oracle, and inside it says, "Greetings, champions of light. It is a pleasure to meet you."
It's a pleasure to meet you too. Thank you for the water.
Hello, O Magic Fountain.
Please, if I were to give you my actual name, you would not believe me. But for now, call me Oracle.
That works. That's much better than Magic Fountain.
Magic Fountain.
Indeed.
So I was like, I was just gonna call it drippy water. I don't know.
Indeed.
Water.
I don't think you should call women drippy. That usually is
Keep in mind, this is just writing in the fountain, by the way.
So her was like, what's wrong with that?
Okay, let's go into town and just walk up to a woman and tell her she's drippy.
I don't see what's wrong with that. Well, I mean, if she's
Okay.
not dripping, I'm not gonna say she's drippy. I mean, like, she has to be wet or like, something like that.
I mean, she
Or
could be
made of
like,
water.
almost
Aaron's just
know
kind
it.
of standing there mortified by this conversation.
Sahara is just completely, he is so innocent about it because he's just like, if she's made out of water, yeah, I'm gonna call her that. I don't understand.
he just like just like starts like does that the cartoon thing where he like just gets close and whispers a bunch in your ear, telling you what it is, like explaining it.
His
Oh.
eyes are just gonna slowly open, and he's just gonna be like, "Oh, oh,
forgive me. Oh, forgive me. The fountain that you see before you is not my main form. I'm somewhere else.
Is it for
Are
your
you
own
still
safety? I'm
sentient
guessing.
water?"
Technically.
Are you
To
are you
sentient
hidden for your
water?
own? I think to both, maybe. Yeah. So what question? Mine asking if you're hidden for your own safety, or that you're water, or both.
Not here for my own safety. Not here by
Okay.
choice. You wouldn't believe me if I said.
I mean, you're sentient water. I think anything you say is gonna not. We're not gonna not believe you.
Fair. Maybe one day I will tell. Not today. Not now.
Sahara's just gonna bend and be like, "Is someone in this house hostage?"
Can I would say wisdom. Can you guys give me a wisdom check?
All right, let me see my wisdom.
I'll set the DC to 14. 14 sounds good.
Just like a
Okay.
straight wisdom save.
Yep, just straight. Yep, straight wisdom. Actually, you know what? Let's
Okay.
make it insight. Let's make it insight.
Insight.
Nat 20. Let's go.
Natural 20.
Okay. Hey, let's go.
Let's see if anybody else
go.
passes a 14.
8.
I'm so wise.
Plus 1. Oh. 19.
All right, cool.
I was
Okay,
standing a bit too
so
far away and didn't hear.
okay, so Nobu, like hearing this, it is incredibly mysterious, but very much like probably a personal story thing that they don't want to tell just yet. Like they need to be willed up to the confidence that they will be able to tell it. Sahara, hearing this, like not now, maybe later, like not today. It seems as though this is something like what you're feeling is that from this oracle, they want to tell you, they would love to tell you it. They really would, but this is literally something where if they said it, you would probably really not believe them with the knowledge that you guys currently have. And it's probably like they're waiting to see something that gives them the confidence to be like, maybe they'll actually take what I have to say. Kel, with a natural 20, you get everything that Sahara did. However, also something clicks in your head. From Jerub, he told you about the Oracle and how, but what he said about the Oracle was ask the Oracle anything and it will tell you. This Oracle's not telling you something.
What? What is? She's not telling
Wait a
us
second.
something.
Like the Oracle's meant to tell you whatever you ask it, and the Oracle just said that it's not going to tell you this thing yet.
Wait, we were told the Oracle would tell us anything we want, and you're not telling us something. Something's wrong with you, or you're not the Oracle.
Not the one others get. I'm special.
Usually when people have something that's supposed to be a dedicated thing that does something for them, and someone suddenly gets something special that's different from the others, usually we call that a trap. How do I know that's not a trap?
Ask me something, and I will answer. Truthfully.
I'm just gonna look at the others and be like, do you want me to just ask a question, or is there anything you guys would like me to ask?
Sahara's just
Hmm.
gonna look at you and be like, "Can't you tell if they're lying? If from the gift you got? If you ask them the question?"
I mean, I guess I can try. We can see if we could ask them a question.
In the water, it then says, actually, no. The normal oracle could do that. Ask me a question you couldn't get from the oracle. One you can
Question
only
couldn't-
get from me.
Question that we could only get from you. Well, what was the limitations to the other oracle?
They can't tell the future.
They can't, like, obviously it can't be like you can't see the future. You can't, like, it's like you can't just say, is this person lying to the oracle? The oracle can only show you the place.
Hmm.
Like
The
Cal,
oracle could
because
only
you
show
got
us
because you got a natural 20 before, because you got a natural 20 before, you will also remember back at the capital when the queen used her oracle, all she did was say, "Show me the castle," and it showed her the castle. It didn't talk.
Oh, the other ones didn't talk. The one in the cap. I'm just gonna kind of like look at them and be like, the one at the capital didn't talk.
They
This
didn't.
one can, yeah. This one, the other one could only show things. So that means this one can actually answer questions. What? So what is?
Wait, he's like, wait, didn't Cherub say that what what the Oracle was doing never did it before until now?
Flooding.
Yeah.
It's never happened.
Yeah. Everything about this is new, basically. And so this one is different from the other one in the way it's acting right now and in things it could do. The other one didn't talk. You just asked it for something and it would show you a location.
This has never happened in this castle before. Therefore, and you guys have just been chosen as the champions. Like a couple days ago, there were other champions. They didn't experience this. Whatever's happening, this is only happening for you guys.
I have a question. What happened to the previous champions? I asked the question I wasn't supposed to.
No, it's not. I just need to word this very carefully. Because otherwise you guys will get the wrong thing.
Uh-oh.
It's like, it is not a pretty sight.
Okay, I'll ask a more specific question. What
If you wish to see,
want us?
If you wish to see, I could show you. Be warned.
I'll ask a more specific question about it, and you can still show us if it'll answer it. What don't they want us to know about the previous hero's death?
Why they died.
Why did they die?
Instead of answering,
Like,
you continue, Sahara.
Yeah. So Sahara's gonna look at Kel and be like, I think she means they don't want us to know why they died.
Exactly. I'm asking why did they die? Like
Okay.
Not only the water in the bowl is spinning, but now the water outside the bowl also starts spinning. The water stops running down the staircase and now starts going up the walls. The entire walls are being encased with water. And slowly they shift from this light blue that you are used to now all of a sudden changing in color. Sort of this grayish green starts to flow around you guys. Bits of grayish brown also. And a part of it fades into a more whiter gray in front of you guys. And as the water like slowly forms shape, you guys find yourself in a forest, but it feels dead. Like, you guys can see there are greenery and there's bushes, there's life here, but they don't feel alive. Whatever is there in the world, the natural thing that makes mortal realm exist, it just doesn't. There's an absence here, an absence of something that feels, that's always been there, but you just never feel it. And now that you can't feel it, it feels off. And before you stands a temple. Sort of similar to the temple that you guys found behind the capital. The original Temple of Heroes. But in front of this temple are two statues.
Um,
Like,
Are these two-
look
Yeah.
look at the two statues closely.
As you go up to the two statues, one of them you see this sort of undead knight, a sort of cross between a skeleton and a zombie, in royal adorned armor that doesn't even, you can sense the raw power that this thing once had. And across from him is a human, a relatively young human, very much in his like 20s to, late 20s to early 30s. And with a sword and a shield affixed to his back. And they are both shaking hands. And above them, you see writing in the air. Meet the 23rd champion and the 23rd Dark Lord.
Oh, did they find peace? Were they killed because they found peace and that's not supposed to happen?
Not dead. Asleep.
Wait, if the other champions are asleep, that's I thought new champions were only supposed to be chosen when others died. If they're not asleep, they're not dead.
They can no longer do their duty. Therefore,
okay, so it was an
new
abdication type
champions.
thing. Got it.
They can
Got
never.
it. Got it.
They can never awoken.
Oh.
Forced to
So-
relive their mistake forever.
Wow, guys, this is seeming to be 30 times bigger than we thought it was.
This is quite eye-opening.
but who would put them to sleep?
Someone
I
powerful.
have.
Someone powerful. Someone extraordinary. Not just one, but two.
Two.
Is
The
it a
same-
person from each side?
The same people that held me trapped.
Wait, were these
Oh,
friends of
oh.
yours?
More.
Is this truly our foe? Before us, I mean, like in the vision we're seeing.
This is for all of you.
I'm assuming I'm assuming this is like the Dark Lord is who we're technically supposed to be hunting, right?
The current one, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was the previous generation's Dark Lord.
Hmm.
This is the Dark Lord that came
Okay.
before the one that's currently been appointed.
And they're like they're like in like stasis or something like that.
Essentially, they are
According to-
in a forever sleep. Think Sleeping Beauty, but there's actually no way to wake them up.
And,
Oh, okay.
and we can't tell for sure because she didn't answer. I'm just going off assumption, but it seems to be because they found peace because the statues are shaking hands.
Anyway, to answer Yuta's thing, the oracle says closer.
Closer. They're closer to you than friends. Were they your family?
They were all
Or
I.
like family?
They were everything I ever had.
Yuta remembers what he says earlier. What he said earlier to the others about he doesn't. What he said to the others downstairs, and repeats it kind of under his breath. I do not understand why someone would betray someone who has helped them and give them great love.
Aaron kind of like seems like he's been mulling over like how to phrase the philosophical question he's been wanting to ask for the past 10 minutes because I have been.
Fair enough. The oracle, it will this isn't like a ask 3 wishes and then it's done. This is a, you guys can ask as many questions as you want. It's just, it seems as though this oracle is more in line to not tell you specifics.
I guess
it's not ready to tell you everything yet.
Oracle, you said that you are capable of the impossible. That that we could ask of you questions we could not ask the other oracle. Correct?
Correct.
Then I ask of thee. What question would you ask if you were me?
The question I would want to ask, ?
Oh, you little shit.
No, that's it.
Like,
as in like, wait, you're asking, you're asking me what you would ask?
Oh, wait, Adam.
That's what they mean.
Adam, be careful about your tension. Do you mean the question you would want to ask or the question you need to ask?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, sorry. Like what question would you... Oh, okay.
You see what I mean?
I see what you mean. Yeah. What question would I need to ask? Yeah.
A question to be answered later. Ask Sahara's book. Are Darkners evil?
Thank you.
Are Darkners evil? I guess I do have another question that I thought of. Yeah, this is a unique situation with us as Lightners, correct?
Agreed. Except not just you.
So that means it's a unique situation with the Darkners as well. Do they have their own oracle like you?
The water melts. The water melts and you guys slowly see the world melt around you. The temple melts and the statues melt, and as the world melts, the words say, "This place exists in Iados. I will show you it again when I am ready to divulge everything." And when everything melts, you guys are back in the room. The flooding has stopped. It is just the oracle. But as you guys are looking into the oracle, snapped out of whatever vision that you were in, the water floats and spins into a spiral, flowing in a dark shade of red, and a picture forms. And inside you see 3 figures looking back at you. One of them wears a mask with yellow eyes that glow throughout the darkness. One of them is what seems to be a kitsune with a bandage wrapped around her eyes, yet still being able to see all. And the other, forgive me. Hold up. And the last one is a tiefling of purple skin who bends shadow to his will. not just you, to them as well.
Are you there, Oracle, as well?
Yes.
Will you answer the questions about us to them and vice versa, or are we off limits for each other?
I will answer when they are ready. Same to you.
Well, do you guys have anything? Oh, well, we learned a lot. Do you guys have anything else you want to ask? I guess.
Hmm.
So, I assume those are the so I assume those are the Darkners. So
Agreed.
do we know that now?
Yeah. So my question was: Are the Darkness are special too?
Okay.
The story differs this time. A new outcome. A new way to write the script. Turn a new page. This is an outcome
So-
I'm interested in.
So her is gonna just look at the oracle and be like, "Are we unknown factors?"
Think about the fact you've been chosen. Think why you've been chosen. Why are you here? You all help your various communities. But when you were given the chance to be heroes, one of you hesitated. Why are you the champions? The choosing is out of the gods' control. Why are you champions?
We were chosen for some reason.
Then that means the gods don't choose the champions, but something else does?
The choosing only exists because of I. I know why. Why do you think?
Because we see the world in different ways.
I believe on your adventure, you will find answers that contradict reality, or the reality you know. Have your adventures. Learn your truth. Return to me. I will divulge the truth. You will
Thanks,
meet.
Great Oracle.
You will meet me.
I guess. Can you also tell us how to? Can you make the water stop flooding though, all the way down to the?
It's
next
already
floor?
stopped
It's
flooding.
kind of ruined. Okay, good. It was.
It stopped. It stopped
my stocks are
after
getting
the. It stopped the moment that the vision ended, like the first vision.
Okay. It was kind of ruining the
Wet
floorboards, and I think
socks
some
and
got my
Armin's Steel
sandwich.
Beast is very very not comfortable.
I appreciated it on my scales. It was nice, but
I will help lead you which way to go.
where should we go first then?
A Dockner spy hides in Terrasjula, close to the Landfeld family. Find the spy. Help Terrasjula.
Wait, your family, Aaron?
Beware the white hand.
Beware the white hand. Is
In
Does it
history
familiar?
history
Right now?
check, everybody.
History. Okay, let's go.
I'll set the DC low because this is like common knowledge to anybody who has left their. Anybody who has traveled around Iados, they know who the White Hand are. So anybody can. I'll set the DC to like. Let's go 8.
22.
I got 20.
9.
30, 20.
That
Cool.
was rough, but
I would give
I'll take
I would give Aaron advantage even if he didn't succeed because he lives there. The White Hand is essentially a terrorist organization, like the Church of Light, which were in deep worship to Azura, and like basically we're there to like constantly keep on assuring her we have faith, we will follow the path, pledge loyalty to the light, that sort of thing. Like. All Lightners are loved by Azura. All Azura loves all Lightners and wants them to exist. That sort of thing. One of the churches in the shopping district, Terrastula, they were once like a very thriving church until they started going against the church's teachings. That being, the church never actually participated in the war. They just gave Azura's blessing to those who did. This church, because as Aaron knows, the shopping district, Terrastula, is one of the very few big cities where Darkners and Lightners actually coexist, but more so in a one is kept more of an eye on than the other. But like in this shopping district, while the Darkners have more rules that they have to follow to make sure they don't step out of line, they are still able to coexist with the Lightners, and there is relative peace. Them being able to own shops, many orcs actually taking up construction jobs, considering that they are able to lift up more weight than the typical Lightner. And ever since the lycanthropes like shut everyone out and went and lived in their own society, there was nobody really to make up for the lack of muscle power. So in came the orcs to help from the Darkness side, which was very helpful. However, the Church of Light in the shopping district started taking action against that. They started protesting. They started at first it started out verbally. Started out just as verbal racism. Then action. They started hurting and like slapping, punching, throwing rocks at Darkners. And sooner or later, they were exiled from the Church of Light for going against the Holy Lady's teachings. But the head proclaimed that these were her teachings. She wishes this. All Darkners want to destroy us. Azura wants them purged, and went off and created the White Hand. The White Hand, symboled like this, is meant to symbolize the the hand of Azura that will stomp out all dark in its sight. It's basically a terrorist organization that goes around blowing up Darkner organizations, and it is the reason why Darkners are leaving in large numbers out of Terrastula. Like every month there is like a bunch of Darkners that leave Terrastula and go and join the Dark Lord's army.
I see.
It's really fascinating.
I guess I have maybe 2 final questions for the Oracle. The first one's, I guess, it's just more direct. Well, given the presence of the White Hand in Terrastula, would you help guide us with perhaps a lead we can use?
Your childhood friend, Alexander. While he leads, he's in danger.
What's going on with your friend Alexander?
I don't know. It's been years.
Aaron, you remember Alexander was years ago when the nobles would get together and the children were left to go and do whatever rich noble children do. A lot of them were snobs, but there was one, there was one child, a human, a boy, called Alexander Ulura. He was the son to the basically leading diplomat of Terrastula. About up to now, he's probably the head. He's leading the entire city.
Oh, he's like a grand mayor or something?
Indeed.
That's pretty cool.
Oh,
Hmm.
it's been many years, 6 years since I've left for the church. We haven't spoken much since then.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Are you sure he'll remember you? Even see us if we go there?
We used to play we used to hang out all the time. Oh, I remember how we used to torment our poor tutors together. Good times.
That's kids do.
And your last question?
Now that we have our lead and our heading, I would like to know one thing. What should we avoid? What in our hearts leads us to ruin? A great oracle.
And here I was
Tomb-
desperate to find a really cool horse.
A horse sounds cool too.
History is
No, this is important.
his, history is written not only by the victors, but the dominators. History only matters to those who want to blind themselves to the truth.
I thank the oracle awkwardly because that I'm still talking to a fountain.
You're welcome.
Now what about that Now what about that horse?
It's outside.
Fuck yeah, there's a cool horse
Let's go.
outside.
Good luck on your adventures.
Good luck.
Oh, we have our heading.
I will bring back some nice bath salts for the fountain. I don't know what you would like as a gift.
Maybe something nice and marble?
Ooh, yeah, what if I got like a figurehead for your fountain?
Yeah.
As
A
you
nice
go,
marble figure.
as you guys are walking off to go and partake on your adventures, Sahara, you feel water at your feet, specifically yours.
Okay.
Stop getting drippy.
And
feet.
as Yuda and Aaron walk towards the staircase and you hold back and see the oracle like leaving
Mhm.
water at your feet. At your feet,
Mhm.
you see the words, "There is not just one voice in your head."
And it always feels like somebody's
Yeah.
watching me.
He freezes.
watching me.
He freezes for a moment and he's like, I only thought there was one, and Azura said she was in my head. Who's the other one?
Azura has been with you since you were born. I will be with you now.
He's just gonna squint.
If
And-
Second
I
voice is hired.
if I s-
Right?
if I
I'm not
speak
crazy, I promise.
if I speak, Azura will know. But I will watch through your eyes, see what you see, and nothing more.
He's just gonna nod and be like, okay. Okay.
You just hear from outside. Sahara, come outside! The horse has 2 different colored eyes!
Leave with this. If you want Azura to not see something, ask me.
He's gonna nod.
The water goes back
just-
into the oracle.
And he's gonna just take one look at the oracle and then just go towards Utah and be like, I'm coming.
As you run outside, Jerob
This horse is so cool.
Jerob is like standing outside with Yuda and Aaron being like, Well, of course, this would be Saren. Saren.
Oh, Saren?
It is
I
Saren.
mean,
Emilius.
Siren?
Nope. Nope.
Siren?
It is
cool
Like
Siren.
Saren.
Siren?
Once in a day, he was the fastest horse in Iados, held multiple medals. Now, he helps get you to where you need to go. Still the fastest in Iados.
So he has a nice
Oh.
retirement plan.
Oh, what a
That's
gorgeous
nice.
horse! I will get you a mare so you can stallion plenty of fowls.
Aaron just
I'm
kind of
sure he will like
overhears
that.
looks, and he's just
Gonna-
his face just blanches.
And Sahura's just gonna like sputter, like
Look, one time,
Like,
one time a druid cast speak with animals on me, and I talked to horses, and they're very simple creatures.
he's
They just
gonna
want to be,
like,
they just want to be fed, have a lover, and not to be killed.
he's just like, when did you talk to a druid?
There were a couple of druids back in the city.
Yeah, but which one would talk to you?
Cyrus,
Iris.
yeah, the porcupine. Remember, he was like as old as our dads.
He's like the one that was like there but not there? Or
Like, well, yeah, but that was because he got cursed by a lich. So of course, sometimes he was there and not there. His mind was literally fucked up by a planescape spell. Sometimes his brain was literally in another plane.
he's like, okay,
Aaron's
that
just standing
one.
in the background, like with a small bag of beef jerky he's taken out of his like ration pouch, and he's just eating it.
I'm sure Cyrus is okay back in the city, though.
It's like Cyrus somehow was someone who got cursed, has really good dumb luck. I'm sure he's okay.
We're just creating dumb NPCs for you to play later, Dream.
Indeed, yep. I got so many NPCs. I'm gonna watch this back, and I'm just gonna list off a bunch of NPCs. So with that, Jerob then says, "So tell me, where are you going?"
I'm gonna kind of just like look at the other guys and be like, not say anything, but I kind of just like make a look of like, we trust this guy, but do we tell him the full story? Like we don't have to tell him about the oracle, but I'm like, do we tell him where we're going
We should-
fully, or like?
I mean, he needs to help us. I mean, we need supplies for the trip. He could probably help us gather some, like, and collect stuff around the castle for that.
All right, what's the name of the city again?
We don't need to tell him anything more than where we're heading.
Terrastula. It is known as the shopping district, the biggest shopping district in Iados. Terrastula.
We figure Terrace Jula would be a good place to start.
Ah, Terrastula. While you are there, he goes up to Aaron and says, "Master Lanfold, the contracts between our organization and your family. Just in
is this
case.
also where the
yes.
business?
Just in
Is
case.
this also where the business is headquartered?
Indeed. Just in case you want to follow up on other stuff while you are there. We have taken the liberty of supplying your wagon with all supplies needed for the trip, including food from multiple days there, if you wish to not purchase an inn. We also have this." He brings out a small cube from his pocket. Tap the cube twice and say Castel, and it will immediately turn into a living encampment for you to live out in the woods. Be careful though, this is not the version that comes with a self-made defense system, so you will have to take turns sleeping throughout the night if you are in a dangerous place.
Understood. Many thanks.
He chucks it into the back of the wagon, and then immediately the cube unfolds into a massive encampment, almost breaking the wagon, and he's like, Right, I just said and did the exact words in order to open up the encampment, and then I threw it, which is
It's okay.
exactly what you need to do to.
I mean, it's
Jared-
probably fine. Thank you
Ja-
for the active demonstration.
It's
Jared,
okay, Cherub.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
He
He's
goes
like-
he goes onto one side of the wagon, grabs the tent, like with all of his muscle, almost seeing like the veins coming out from his tuxedo, just like pushing it back into the cube, and then
You're
it goes
doing
back into the
great,
small cube.
You're doing great, Jerb.
Do what I just did, and supposedly not on the carriage.
Jared, those were some tight back muscles. Were you like a warrior or a barbarian back in your day?
Back in my younger days, when my father used to run as the Castellan, I did do a bit of exploring of myself outside of Iados, and I was once a deadlift champion.
Deadlift champion. We're gonna run into someone who knew you.
Oh, I'm afraid anybody who once knew that I was a champion of lifting weights has probably forgotten all about me. Moved on to the next big star in the industry.
Oh no, I bet they remember you. I'm gonna find someone and outlift them for you.
Thank you very much. For now, though, while I do enjoy taking care of the castle, to keep yourself in good health is a very good thing to do for your mindset, not only for your body, but also for your mental health. So I prefer to keep my body in pinnacle condition.
You just like nods, impressed.
Either way, I'm keeping you up with my stories of old. Allow me to let you go on your way. I wish you luck on your voyages, and when you do indeed return, the doors will always be open for you, masters.
Oh, well, happy to come back, Jared, anytime. I'm gonna see if I can procure some chocolate in the city to make some hot chocolate when I get back.
If you require hot chocolate, we will stock up on more as you are away.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. But I'm just also gonna sample some chocolates while I'm there, so that way I can show you some that we might like.
Fair enough. Feel free to write to us after you've taste tested.
Of course, of course. I'll also bring back some treats. So when we come back, we'll have a little party.
Lovely. Also, as I know the travels can get very boring in between the riding, constantly sitting, and then fighting wolves out in the wilderness, he places a deck of cards inside the carriage, just in case you get bored.
Ooh, this will be perfect. And here I was just gonna rely on this. You see, Yuta pulls out a pipe from his pocket filled with his herbs.
She's just gonna look at me like, when did you have time to pack that?
It's always packed.
She's like, I thought you said you left it at home, or you like didn't have the things for it.
I told that was just so that way the people in the city wouldn't ask for any.
I'll just stick to humming some tunes.
I wish you luck on your adventures, Master Champions. Take care.
It's fine. You can have some, Sora.
He's like, that wasn't my concern, but thank you.
Walking up the staircase back into the castle, you can hear under his breath, he says, "A very colorful bunch this time around."
You noticed my scales were purple.
I wonder if he noticed my hair was pink.
Yeah?
It is very pretty hair, Aaron.
It's very nice.
Thank you.
Very pink.
So there you go, guys. You guys are now on the wagon, supplied to the brim with all the stuff that you would require for your adventure. All that's left to do is go.
I'm gonna feed our horse some sugar
Aaron's
cubes.
like, studiously taking stock of the food ingredients that they went ahead and packed for us. You know, he's like writing them. He's like writing things down in like his notebook and like taking stock of everything.
Fair enough.
Aaron, make sure there's eggs. I like putting a whole egg in my mouth and then crunching it.
He's a lizard.
That's-
It's a thing they do. Don't worry about
That's
it.
one way of eating eggs.
There's make sure there's egg.
The
Egg.
Really, that's-
recipes I'm used to cooking are a little bit more refined.
I
Oh,
understand
right,
you.
you're human.
I understand you guys don't eat shells, but for us, we can digest them. They're very tasty.
I'll take note
He's
of that.
like, right. He's like, I'll take any bones you have.
And you know this in his notebook he writes, "Scrambled eggs for you, the crunchy."
Crunchy. Crunchy.
Just
As
drops the egg in the pan.
Yeah.
as this discussion is going on, Sahara,
Mm-hmm.
you hear my champion.
Oh God.
I have a
He just goes, yeah, mysterious voice that I know who it is, but it still freaks me out.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
What happened just a couple moments ago? I couldn't sense you in the realms.
Oh.
Yuta ate someone's heart, and I don't know what happened after that.
Strange.
I think my soul might have left my body for like 2 seconds. I don't know.
Strange. And you are completely unaware of what happened?
Mm-hmm.
I worry for my champions. If anything were to happen to you all, the hope of light would diminish. Please let me know of anything if you are scared or worried.
Will do. Will do.
You feel the voice fade again.
He's just sweating. while he was talking, he's sweating and staring at both of them, sweating like, yeah. Mm-hmm. He's totally calm on the inside. Outside, he's very expressive on the outside, like.
So yeah, now you guys are on your way to Terrastula. If I may ask, how are you guys finding your way to Terrastula?
Magical GPS.
Magical GPS. It's,
Magical GPS.
Kel should have the
Indeed.
It's the
you
map.
should
It's
have
the
it.
map. It's the map. It's the map.
It's literally the
It's
map.
the map.
It's the map, but it doesn't talk back. It just shows you the way.
Do you know where
guess-
Terrastula is?
¿Dónde
That's
está?
right.
Where is Tula's
Where in
Tula?
Terrastula do we want to start?
I think that would probably up to Aaron, because wouldn't he know where his friend might be, or like possible?
It is
hunts?
true. That is indeed true. Aaron would know. Like technically, Aaron would know his way back to Terrastula because
Mhm.
he's from there. He knows the way back home.
Mhm.
But either way, it is completely up to you. This is the largest shopping district in Iados, so chances are you could possibly just go there and then have a shopping trip before doing anything.
Shopping trip.
Shopping trip.
Shopping trip.
We could. I mean, no, wait. We have a mission. We like Aaron's considering the fact of like shopping, and then wait. He's like, no, wait. We have a mission.
But we can get more supplies we need. And books.
That's true. That's
You make
true.
a convincing argument. Okay, fine.
It is a several day trip, a bit longer than it was between going from the capital to here, mostly because the distance from the capital and the shopping district is a well away a ways. But it's very much a less dangerous travel, considering that the map showed you guys along more safer paths, typically out of territorial animal parts of the woods. So after a couple days travel, you guys find yourself at the gates to Terrastula. Very much made very tall and made out of a thick concrete that is made to make sure nobody gets in apart from the main entrances where there has to be like identification checks before entering the city. And as you guys continue making your way around the castle, you guys see while it looks long, that's only because there are multiple other carriages. It is a relatively short line. Like you guys will probably get in like 20 minutes.
Oh, lovely. The line's not long today. Quick question.
Is the line
I'm
usually
guessing since the
long?
trip is a couple days long, I'm guessing we can just assume we long rest and full heal again.
You can 100% long rest. Yes, absolutely. Long
Hell
rest happens. You guys get everything
yeah.
back. But also,
Let's
Aaron,
go.
to let you know, while your family still is like still getting over everything that happened, you're still a noble.
Yay!
Noble
can-
man.
You can skip the line.
Money?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like so. Okay, so like he has like the Arenfeld the Edenfeld like the Ledenfeld amulet
Yep.
and like his family signet ring with like their insignia on it.
Mhm.
But like he doesn't like using it to press like free advantages over other people
Fair enough.
unless he feels like he has to.
Yeah, while waiting in line, waiting for it was less than 20 minutes. It was more like 14 to 16 minutes. It is now your turn to step up into the line. And when you guys get up, there is a person sitting behind a chair as your carriage walks up, and he goes, "State the contents."
I guess I'll take the lead, friends. And Aaron kind of steps up to the guard like, "Good evening, sir. No, good evening. Good morning, sir.
Evening, person.
Is it evening? I'm guessing it's nighttime. I've been traveling all day.
I honestly don't know. I've been sitting here for hours.
I feel that. Okay, so yeah, Aaron walks up to him like, "Evening, friend. Yes, the contents of our package are several days worth of supplies and stuff like that. We've come from a relatively decent distance away. Returning
Stereotypical
home for
stuff
some
like
business.
camp supplies, food, and stuff like that.
Yes, pretty much, and the like.
Anything that would rot?
Um,
Food?
I mean, perhaps some of the food, but it's pretty well stored. Should last a decent amount of time.
Fair enough, as long as it's stored, we do not care. Anything that would bring upon disease. To any races that may exist inside these walls.
Ah, my good sir, I'm a paladin. I cannot get sick.
I wasn't talking about you. You realize that we have more than just than lighteners inside these walls. Lord knows what these goblins, orcs, ogres, and what the fudge ever exist in these walls would get sick by.
You know, Aaron kind of like. I guess like Aaron kind of like just moves his hand like kind of thoughtfully brushes his chin, making at this point now he kind of makes it visible like his ring, and he's like, I mean, I'm not a fan of that insinuation, good friend, but
He notices the ring and goes, "Wait a second." Oh! Immediately gets up from his chair, like standing up straight, like, Master Ladenfall! Apologies for the way I was conducting myself.
You know this is like Aaron's kind of like he's like upset at the guy's remark, but also kind of shy at being pointed out as a noble because like he hasn't really considered himself one like for the past 6 years. So he's like, yes. Well, anyways, you see, my friends and I are trying to get into the city, and we would be most gracious if we could help us, just actually get through this door, please.
Looking over to your companions, he goes, "Lycanthropes. It's been a while since I've seen any of your races. Indeed, absolutely. Open the gates!" And through using thaumaturgy to make his voice louder, the gates after a while slowly open. As you guys can see from like the top left and right, there are people like pulling cranks to like pull the probably like about 30 to 40 foot door open. You got the doors like fully open, and you guys are allowed to enter. And he says, "Again, forgiveness for the way I conducted myself. Welcome home."
And yeah, so I guess we just walk off. Aaron kind of like sighs under his breath as he's walking away. Some things never change.
You guys make your way inside, and the doors like close behind you.
What a interesting city, I have to say, Aaron. Is this where you grew up?
Yeah, it's home. Though my family's estate is a bit further out in towards the farms. We liked to be close to the production of the family business.
Oh, that's good at least.
So you're like rich?
Well, I mean, I don't like to flaunt it, but technically, though, my uncle manages most of the family affairs now.
I honestly just
Oh, is
thought you
it?
were a priest.
Well, usually priests come from money. They're usually the ones with enough education to become priests, unless their family give them up to the church at a young age.
I mean, yeah, but like I just assumed he was because he was a paladin, and the way he
I'll admit
dressed
to I'll admit to
looks
having
like.
been perhaps disproportionately educated.
As you
Okay.
make your way inside of Terrastula, you guys can see this incredibly enormous city. Like the walls blocking off an absolutely beautiful city with housing across the mile. Very obviously stated from the distance that you guys can see that the left part of Terrastula is very much the legendary shopping district that has been foretold of from many throughout Iados, and the more right side being for more home and living. With as further you get to the back of Terrastula, it becomes more nobly and more rigid and refined. So at the front part of Iados, you can see that there are these buildings that are more less for wear or more questionable in creation, but it's soon to be answered why that is. For you see, like coming out of the doors, you guys see goblins and like the small little goblin children, and a tall goblin man comes out from a store and starts stocking it, filled to the brim with bones and these weird sort of like creepy looking trinkets. Some dolls are hanged up in that weird chiming sound thing. They just hang up some doll heads and then head back inside. Very much just the front part of Iados makes more sense to be housing the Darkners in it, for they like the more decrepit housing. It reminds them of their own culture and their own home.
Interesting housing.
A small human boy goes, allow me to take your carriage. We will hold it in the docking bay until it is time for you to leave. Rips off a piece of paper. Give us this parchment, and we will return your cart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing this is like at an official, like an actual like stall, not just
Yes,
a random
this
kid
is
walking up to the street.
this
Okay.
is an actual stall. Like to your right, there is an actual stall that you guys can see has a sort of blue gem in front of the stall. A wagon goes into it. The person walks
Okay.
off. Then it flashes red, and the entire thing goes and switches over to an empty one.
All right. So yeah, I guess I'll take the receipt and be like, many thanks, and like, would you mind if we just check our wares and make sure we just grab our stuff?
Absolutely.
And so I guess we just take like the supplies that like we need to bring with us, like
Yeah.
I guess a bit of food and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
That's
Fill up our bags and then head off.
fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just state it as like regular supplies, just stuff that you need. If you want to put in your inventory, stuff I need.
Stuff
Snacks.
I need to not die.
Stuff I need to not die. I love it when people play D&D and they need to like it's like you need to keep in mind everything that you have, how much ammo you have, how much fudging food you have, how much water you have, and I'm like, I did not know that we were playing flippin' DayZ. I didn't know.
I didn't know we were playing a survival horror game.
I didn't know that we were so incredibly dumb that our characters forget that we need food. Meanwhile, me who plays D&D, we're going to assume your character isn't a dumbass and they actually bought the things that they need. So we're not going to keep track of it.
Mhm.
Name me one person who goes out into the forest and without food and water and anything like that and expects to camp out there.
A survivalist.
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 Either way, so yeah, after getting the supplies that you need, the cart is taken into the docking bay. It is shifted over, and now it is stored with all the other carts. And you guys are now in Terrastula. What would you like to do?
Well, the shopping districts of Terrastula are magnificent. Let's go explore, friends.
Okay.
And I guess we just start walking off.
As-
Is there any shops that? Oh,
no, continue.
sorry. Oh, I was gonna say, is there any shops that you guys were looking for in particular?
I know bookshops. At least for Sahara, he would go for bookshop.
As you guys walk down the shopping district of Terrastula, it's a while of walking where you're going past many like rundown shops that are like only being bought by other goblins and other orcs and all that. Like there are a couple of there's a couple of goblin stalls that the merchants behind them like holler you guys over and it's like, would you like to see my wares? And there's like a bottle with an eyeball in it.
Lovely.
As you guys just continue walking by. After a while, though, the shopping district starts to get a bit more nicer. Things more aligned towards human culture and, normal Lightner culture, where there's obviously like bookstores and all that. But what's very interesting is that the more nicer culture isn't only just inhabited by the Lightners. Also, there are still some goblins, orcs. There's even some drow that are like tending off the books. Very much a sort of blend between two different cultures. Of course, the niceness and pleasantries are cut short when you guys all of a sudden hear a massive explosion coming out from ahead of you guys, coming out from a local bookstore. Immediately fire erupts out the windows.
Aaron breaks in full sprint towards the bookstore, like without even saying
What
anything.
the heck?
Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna run out.
following
aren't I?
him.
As you guys run towards the explosion, there's already there were so many people around. A crowd was bound to happen, and you guys are kind of trapped behind this crowd, kind of like trying to push through and look to see what happened. But from what you guys can see, there is a human father, currently unconscious on the ground, laying next to a drow woman, that is also unconscious, and I would say, give me perception. Yuta, give me perception with advantage
Okie dokie.
for reasons I will get to in a bit. I'll set the DC to let's set it to 14. A good old-fashioned 14.
Luckily I got a 15.
Alrighty.
I'll go 7.
You got a 7?
Yep, I'm stupid.
You're not
He
I
stupid.
have a 14.
Alright, cool.
He's just like the book.
Good on the money.
You're not stupid.
book.
Perception just means that you didn't see what's happening. So, Sahara, you're still like looking in front of you, like looking to make sure that the father and the woman are okay. Very much enamored by the explosion, making sure that there's no one else that's in any danger or anything. But what you don't see is a black shadow erupts from the roof of the building across the street to the other roof and is running away. Nobu, that's what you see. Yuta, that's what you smell.
Something is moving.
There are two
Okay.
black
Well,
shadowy figures that have jumped
Before I
off the
consider
roof
chasing
and
after
ran
it,
away.
How bad do the two unconscious people, like how bad does the situation look in terms of like people being injured?
The drow woman is really badly injured. The human father, he looks like the only thing that has really hurt him is the burn marks.
I just
Okay.
like that I ate a torch.
Yeah. Aaron's kind of gonna like whisper, like almost under his breath, like, not again. And he's just gonna yell like, "Everyone out of the way!"
As you yelled at, a bunch of the people like look behind them and immediately make a path out of the way.
He turns to Yuda quickly. Yuda, did you see the shadow?
I did. You want me to give chase?
Do it.
Yuda just runs before he even finishes speaking.
And then like Aaron like returns his full attention to like the people that are injured and will do his best to help them.
Alrighty. We'll
Whatever he
begin.
needs. He has healing spells and medicine.
And with that, Sahara, what will you do?
He'll follow Yuta.
Alrighty. We will begin with what Aaron is currently doing to help the human and the drow. So, what's going on? What are you doing while you are helping these two unconscious people?
So the drow's visibly more injured.
Yes. Can you roll
he's immediately gonna try
Can you
and-
roll investigation for me?
Yes, if you I have medicine and it's higher.
It is not. Actually, you know what? Yeah, if you want, you can roll with medicine, and I'll explain why. If you give me a 16.
Unnatural 20.
Natural 20? Okay, cool.
Unnatural 20.
Looking at the wounds for the human, it's literally just the burn marks. It seems as though he had what seemed to have happened was that he specifically taken a blow to everything outside, like his back, his shoulders are burned, but everything on his innards are more likely intact, signifying that when the explosion happened, he was protecting something within his arms when the explosion happened. And literally it's just that. It's just the burn marks, maybe like a couple of cuts from the gloss, like anything
Slightly
like that.
scuffed up, maybe some second-degree burns, like nothing
Exactly.
that's like life-threatening.
Exactly. Yeah. He's gonna be
Okay.
he's burned, but it's nothing that will heal. This drow woman is worse. Way worse. She has cuts, burn marks, but what also is there is bruises. She has scars along her arms. What with a natural 20, it wasn't just the explosion that did damage to her today.
Aaron kind of files that. He's definitely gonna account he's definitely gonna bring that up later. But right now his sole focus is making sure she lives.
Fair enough. So it takes more in order to heal her, but after when you are done, they are stable. They are very stable. They will live.
Okay, so she's bandaged up and everything. I take
yeah, indeed. At this moment, gods start rushing over and being like, "What happened?" Pushing through all
Aaron
the people.
kind of immediately falls back in like noble protocol. He's like, "Evening, sir. I'm Aaron Ledenfeld of House Ledenfeld. This woman was gravely injured in an explosion. I've administered first aid and she should be stable."
We shall take her immediately, Master Ledenfeld, to the infirmary. You see, like, immediately, two of the men bring out folding beds. They carefully lift her and lift the man onto a separate one, and then they carry them off.
Before he does run off, though, he kind of whispers to the guard, "Do mind the scars. They weren't all from the explosion. I would look into that."
I understand.
He kind of whispers.
I understand. Give me a perception check, real quick.
15 plus 2, 17.
17? Around the corner of the building, what you can assume there was a back door that she came from, there's a little girl staring at the unconscious man.
I guess Aaron's gonna slowly approach her.
She is really scared.
He's gonna gently call out to her, like you would like a scared child, and just like, "Hello, dear. Are you okay? Please come. You're safe now." And
What's happening?
He puts on a gentle smile.
What's happening to my dad?
He'll be fine. He just got a tiny bit hurt, but he's okay. He's just sleeping. He needs some rest.
Did you blow up my house?
No, dear. But we're gonna look in to see who did.
Okay. And she comes out from the alleyway. We will leave that scene to immediately go to another scene where currently Yuda and Sahara are giving chase. Yuda, you are using your keen sense of smell in order to track them, but after a while, you are able to see two shadowy figures that are jumping over buildings and running across. But after a while, they look down and they can see that you can see them too. One of them points over towards you and Sahara, and you can see that they're muttering a spell. You guys have about a moment to react before this happens.
Yuta just creates a dagger out with his mind and throws it at the guy muttering a spell.
Fair enough. Give me an roll to attack.
Yep. Ooh, hey, that's good. That's good. Let's see. 25.
25. All right, it hits.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
Yeah, boy. Okay, that's nice. That is going to be 9 damage.
9 damage.
I know this technically isn't combat, but normally in combat, when I make an attack, I could technically make another attack as a bonus action.
Go ahead. Do another one. You can describe what the second attack is after you've made it.
That is 15.
15 misses, sadly.
Okay, so yeah, he just creates the first dagger. You see, like, forming in his hand what looks like kind of like a military style knife that is nice and long and like serrated a bit. Looks like it would cause some damage to the flesh, and he just whips it with all of his might towards the guy who's running.
As it flies, you immediately throw it, and immediately goes straight through the arm, not leaving a cut or a pierce. It just goes straight through, and he kind of goes ah. And as he's running, his foot kind of gives, and he's slightly falling. He didn't jump before the next edge, but before the dagger could come back to hit him a second time, he grabs the ledge of the roof, swings, and you guys hear the sound of a window smash as he smashes into the building that they were on top of before. The other guy follows and gives suit, so they are now inside the building. You guys can hear the sound of commotion happening inside the building, but it doesn't sound like fighting. It more so sounds like surprise.
We need to corner them.
Okay.
I don't know. There's like 2 doors or something like to that building, but
There
if there is, we're probably gonna hit.
There is doors inside the building, like where you guys are.
Yeah, I mean like 2 entrances to like if there's 2 entrances, we'll try to block off their exit. You know.
Well, shortly after after you say that, and shortly after, you hear the sound of another window smashing. So it sounds like they jumped out. They jumped out another window.
I'm gonna, run after.
All right.
Okay.
You run inside the building, run up to the upstairs section, and you see the window that they came in, and then directly ahead of you, like to the right is where they came in. Right ahead of you is where they jumped out, and you guys can see through the window. They're like grabbing onto wooden planks, swinging onto the next window, going through the window, and we're basically like running through building to building.
I'm gonna keep giving chase if Sahura's gonna follow me.
Yeah.
Can you guys?
Yeah, he will.
If you guys are gonna do what they are doing, I would like for you to give me a acrobatics.
I'm good at this. I got high dexterity.
Oof.
I believe in you.
Let's hope.
16.
16? Yeah, I was gonna set the DC to 12, so you're all good. Sahara, if you give me a 12, you can roughly do something like what they're doing.
It's a natural one.
A natural one. Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Sahura's
He's
hitting
gonna
the
follow
building
on
there.
foot. He's gonna follow on foot. He's
So-
gonna.
Yuta. Okay, so Yuta is running. He jumps out the window, his tail wrapping around the wooden pole that they swung on. You swing and like Superman dive and slide on the floor through the next one. Barricade roll, get back up and continue running. Sahara, you're like, okay, let's do this. Run to the window, then immediately stop. It's like, fudge this, I'm going down the stairs.
Yeah. It's like he was getting ready to run and then he stopped and he's like, I'm gonna fucking fail if I go through this. He just turned around. He's like, I'm not dexterous.
I'm not. It's literally like that
I'm
scene
not
from
flexible.
It's like that scene
Wait a
from
minute,
Venom
I'm
where
wearing
it's like
armor.
it's that scene in Venom where they're like on the top of in the office building and Venom's just like jump, and then it cuts to Eddie like going down the elevator.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's that. It's literally like, all right, let's do this. I can do this. I can't do this. Fudge this. I'm going down the stairs. So you're just following on foot. Yuta, as you are running, you are weirdly enough slightly faster than these guys. You are catching up to them. However, you see that they go into the next building, kick over a chair, and kick it over towards the window. That chair, that table is now blocking the window. So if you want
Mama
to,
didn't raise no quitter.
you're gonna try and smash through the window.
Yeah.
All right, give me acrobatics and then athletics. Acrobatics to swing over to the window, athletics to smash through it.
18 on the first one.
That succeeds.
And
I'll say a 15 in order to
Mm.
smash through the table.
15 on the die. Thank
Let's
God.
go. You immediately smash it. The table splits in two as it goes to either side. Sahara, as you're running, you just hear massive crashing sounds. But also, can you roll me investigation?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's 6.
6? That's fine. You didn't need to get
Yep.
that. You didn't need to get that high.
Sweet.
You notice that with the way that they're going, you can actually cut down an alleyway and actually cut them off if you want to.
He's gonna do that.
You immediately you were going straight and then you immediately turn left, like noticing the building formature. You immediately turn left to try and cut ahead of them. Yuta, you are you're quickly catching up to these guys. As you
He calls up to them.
you swing into one of the windows and you notice that they're at the other window ready to jump. The other dude closes the window and stays behind and immediately looks over to his left, sees that the stove is magically on and magical fire is emitted out of it. He grabs onto the magical fire, sort of magically moves it and throws it onto the ground, and immediately it starts burning the building between you and the window.
Oh, you motherfucker! I ate fire, and I'll eat you too. He's gonna run through the fire.
All right, give me a second.
And if he has to, he's gonna tackle this motherfucker out the window.
All right, I would say
use his body's cushion.
I would say roll to hit. This is more like a grapple, so I would say roll an unarmed strike, but this is you actually grabbing to tackle him.
Yeah, come on. I'm going to spend my psychic energy dice to add a d4 to that before I get the answer.
Also,
because that's only a 13.
Also, you take
and
5
that
points
brings it to a 17.
17?
Yep, 17.
That hits. But also, you take just to let you know, you take 5 damage from running through fire.
That's fine. I'm still good.
You grab onto this guy and you fall out the window, a smashing sound, and you guys fall down. You guys are falling out from the building. Yuta, from where you get up to, you look down where there are people and you hear a smashing sound and you see Yuta falling out of the building and crashing into the ground with one person in their hand. And then above you, you see one person open up the window, climb up to the rooftop.
All right. He's gonna run to the rooftop.
You are running up staircases and then you realize that there's no actual way to the roof, so you just go to the window and start climbing yourself.
So, what Dream? You've seen Pokemon, right?
Yes.
Like the anime. So,
Yes.
I'm basically doing a Charizard style seismic toss. I throw this guy right now.
Okay. All right. I was going to roll for falling damage for both of you. Yours is reduced to half because you're falling on this guy. But considering that this is a seismic slam, I will say I'll let you roll And whatever roll you end up taking, you take a third of the damage.
Okay, what am I rolling?
Rolled down. So I would say, give me 5d6.
Okay, gotcha.
5d6 plus 3 force damage.
Okay, so that is plus what?
Plus 3 force damage.
That's 19 force damage.
You look, and this is the guy that you threw the knife at through the arm. As you slam him into the ground, it leaves a cracking indent on the pavement. Even the marble pots are like slightly cracked through it, and he's just kind of laying there, like slightly like sprawled out, completely like he's not dead, but he is like really tired, and he can barely move.
I'm pretty sure his arms are broken, his back is
multiple things are broken.
Yeah.
But also, you look on the back of his arm, and you see a symbol that's this.
Oh, the white hand.
Sahara, you get to the roof, and you are able to see someone with a bow and arrow, seemingly made out of light, and it is pointed at where Yuta is.
Okay.
I'm off
I'm gonna grapple this motherfucker.
All right.
I'm gonna come in and just attack.
Roll an unarmed strike, which will be with strength. But this will be treated as a grapple, so you're like trying to grab onto this guy.
Okay. 24.
24? Okay, you grab onto this guy, and you're like holding him. He sort of shakes a bit. You like grab onto this arm, which was holding the bow, and all of a sudden the light bow disappears. And he's like trying to keep the magic together, but it's slowly fading. And you like got him in a really tight grapple. And you hear, as you're grappling him, he whispers, "The words of the light woman shall guide the way." And you see in his arm, he has a sort of reddish gem that even without being connected to magic, you can feel the absolute raw, untapped energy within this thing. He flicks it, like rubs his thumb up against it, and you can feel the unnatural magic discharge, and immediately it erupts. He completely catches in this darkish, blackish red flame.
Did he just suicide bomb himself?
Do you let go of him?
Yeah, I'll let go of him.
As you let go, you still take 2 fire damage, even after letting go, because it just kind of just happened.
2 fire.
Yeah, two fire damage. That's just it. But he just all of a sudden bursts into flames. You don't find a body, but all of a sudden this this singed black cloak is all that's left.
Oh, motherfucker just suicide bombed himself. So Hera's just gonna look at just the cloak and then look over the ledge, yelling down at Yuta, "This one killed himself!"
When you look down, you see Yuta's like got his tongue around the guy's face, and he's whispering things like, "You can tell me the secrets, or I'll eat your brain and find them out anyways."
Dude's unconscious. Dude's unconscious.
He's still whispering in his ears.
He's subconscious will hear.
I can eat your brain.
You'll hear it in his dreams.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's alive by the slimmest definition of the word.
As long as he's breathing and can talk, that's fine. He doesn't need to move.
He is breathing by the manual force of my hand on his lungs alone.
It works.
After a while, the commotion has led other officers and other soldiers to where you guys are. Like the trail of broken windows and like the commotion inside buildings has led them to where you guys are. With Aaron following suit with a little girl next to him.
You know we're supposed to be lighteners, but if I bite off his fingers, how is he gonna fight back?
I pretend I didn't hear that one.
That's the conversation they came back to.
Yeah, Zahura is of course coming down from the roof and just looking at Utah and be like, even if you ate his fingers, his arms look broken. I don't think it matters. That's overkill at that point.
I suppose you're right.
Yuta, with how well you rolled with medicine previously, I'm not gonna have you roll again. You look at this guy. He has many broken things as opposed to his arms. It's not just his arms. Many things are broken. But he's currently unconscious. He's alive, but he's not gonna be moving for a bit.
Oh, did I make bone pudding with his body?
You suplexed him into the fudging concrete, leaving a crack on the floor.
I could help with that.
I'm proud of this one.
I can help.
I can
get him in a condition worthy to be interrogated.
Leave his arms broken.
The office
that is not conducive to him being.
One of the soldiers walks over to the he at first looks like he's about to like point fingers at you guys and ask what the hell you guys are doing, or like getting ready to arrest you. Sees the unconscious dude in a black cloak, sighs, walks over and unfurls his arms and is like, "Yep, that's the White Hand, all right." He looks towards you guys and immediately says, "Thank you very much. Honestly, it is incredible work that you even managed to capture one of these guys. They're usually as slippery as an eel."
Or they just blow themselves up.
Oh, eels aren't that hard to catch.
Oh, trust me. You think they blew themselves up. All of a sudden, they burst into flame and then appear 5 meters away from where they were before.
Oh, one did that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so he didn't. No.
We didn't die. Got it.
But this guy, pointing at the guy with broken bones, we got him.
Well, now that we have one of them, we should supposedly interrogate him once he actually regains consciousness.
I'm saying this OOC, but so would Sahura have maybe told me about the red gem?
Actually, yeah. If any of you want to, let's do a history check. Yeah, just do a good old history check. I do a lot of those, I just realized.
Yeah.
I do a lot of them.
I mainly asked because if Sahura informed me about the gem, I would have checked the guy's body to see if he had one on it and take it off him.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. You can look through, and yes, he does.
Take it.
Cool.
You're not
you have same thing with Sahura. Once you take this, like feeling the gem, it feels like it's gonna burn. Like it doesn't actually burn. It's not actually hurting you, but it feels like it's gonna burn your hand off. It feels like it will dissolve every bit of fiber. The chaotic raw magic in this feels unchained. It feels like it's gonna explode.
There's a moment where it looks like he wants to eat it.
Aaron, from where you are and being in tune with sort of magic and sorts as a paladin, you sort of understand this feeling as raw, untouched magic. This is magic straight from the source. Untamed by the weave, untamed by spells. This is a crystal that is harboring pure magic. Just magic. Untapped, unchained, uncontrolled.
What do you think it tastes like?
Sahura's gonna
most likely
slap his
death.
hand
Please,
and be
please
like,
don't
"Don't eat
don't
it."
do that. Don't be very careful with that.
He's like
I want you to
closing
take
his
it.
mouth and pulling his tongue away from it.
Take the rock and very gently toss it across the street somewhere safe, away from any buildings.
I don't think we should do that. We should probably take it back and investigate it.
I don't know how to dispel it, but I know that thing is gonna.
You know
very
that-
volatile.
You know that untapped raw magic, it's not safe to use. You don't know what it is going to do.
I'm going to put it.
You could try and use it, but you shouldn't be surprised if you do hurt the target, but also hurt yourself. Like there's a chance that you
okay,
use there's a chance that you use the crystal, and all it does is just make a ginormous swimming pool for you to have a nice hot steam bath in, or it could teleport you to the bottom of the ocean 10 bajillion miles away from Iados. On a mixture of does butt fudge nothing to could destroy an entire continent. You don't know what this thing will do if it's untapped, unpure, and unrefined.
You're just gonna wrap it in a bunch of cloth and put it in his bag for now.
Do you relay this information to the rest of the group?
Oh, that I put it away, yeah.
Oh
Or
no,
do
I'm
you mean
I'm
Aaron
talking to
telling
Aaron.
What? Oh, the fact that the fact that it's incredibly volatile and could blow up at a moment's notice.
The fact that
worse.
it's essentially a nuke that you don't know what it does.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah. No, I definitely relay that to you. There. Please be very careful with that. It could literally do anything at any time.
Sahara, getting off of the building, you are able to hear this. And again, you know the other person used a crystal exactly like that to escape.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I know it could be a little dangerous, but if we hold on to it, maybe we can figure out what they're using them for, and maybe we can use it against them even.
Would Sahara know how it's activated and know if it's okay as long as it's not touched the way that the other person did?
Doing like community work around at your home back when you were at the Lycanthrope City, you remember spurts of bright reddish crystal popping out of the ground where you would do gardening work sometimes. But they weren't as volatile. They still had magic in them, but they weren't as volatile. Sort of like maybe the beginning of this occurring. And you would simply just take them to your local spellcasters who would diffuse the magic and then use the crystals for other work, usually as decoration. This crystal seems to be something like that. So supposedly, this is a thing that's coming out of the ground.
Okay. He's gonna relay that information. Just be like, I've seen one of those before. Not from right now. And then
So they're basically
whatever.
raw mana crystals, effectively.
Yeah.
Effectively, yes, but no idea where the magic is coming from. Supposedly, this is again magic straight from the source before it's even been touched by the weave.
So they're probably getting them from somewhere that's maybe farming them. They have a place where they could be.
What one of the soldiers immediately says, well, we've been hearing word from mining operation through the mountains of Gorath. But those mines have the Adventurers Guild has been getting word to send adventurers to go and help to clear the mines, because currently something there has stopped all operation.
Fascinating.
Two of
should get some supplies.
Two of the
Planning an
soldiers are
expedition.
like grabbing the person in black robes, tying him up by the legs and hands, and then they're just carrying him off. We're gonna take him to go and interrogate him. We would not mind your help. Is there anything we can do to thank you for helping us actually catch this thing?
Let us think about that. We need some shopping to do. We will meet you at the station later to help with the interrogation, if that's all right, after our shopping.
You know what?
Around them.
Fair enough. The interrogation station is up. Just basically keep going straight. It's to the left of the main mayor's home. He will be there to overlook, because there is obviously some information that he requires. If there's anything that you need, he goes into his back pocket, takes out a stone, clicks the 2 stones together, a small spark happens, and hands you a stone. Just speak into the sending stone. It's connected immediately to mine. Puts it in his pocket.
No problem.
Alrighty. Have a nice rest of the day. Out of the way! Out of the way! And it's just like clearing through people.
I figure the interrogation might want to be something we do next session.
But with that, I was very much surprised that you guys actually managed to capture these guys. Congratulations! You just captured you captured one of the members of the White Hand.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The WWE was right. Body slam
Yeah,
was the solution.
Exactly. Just fudging, you remembered Jareb back and his deadlifting career. It really inspired you, and you just fudging, you were just like, yes, muscles are the way. Just fudging grabbed onto the dude and pushed him out the fudging window.
He got inspiration from thinking about Jareb.
Yeah.
I just saw civilians hurt, enemy running away. I'm slow. I'm in heavy armor. I'm not catching up.
And now, with the end of this session, we have a lot of unanswered questions, both from the Oracle, who answered a lot of them, but not all of them, and also the White Hand's attack, Alexander's whole entire involvement in Terrastula. Also, a little girl is with Aaron. Let's not forget about her.
He adopted a child.
Yeah,
Yay!
what's going on with the random child whose dad I saved?
Yeah. I'm sure the dad is fine. Well, actually, no. I said the dad was fine. I'm sure the drow lady is fine.
You did say you stabilized them, so.
Yeah.
Indeed. So I'm sure they are fine. They're 100% fine.
We'll be
Yeah,
fine.
you're not gonna have to adopt an orphan today, Aaron.
Yeah.
So, with that being the end of the session, how'd you guys feel this session? Did you enjoy it? Is there anything I could have done better? Any part that's your favorite? Let me know.
Great.
It was great. I had a lot of fun.
It was great.
I'm hoping you guys one thing that I've noticed with how many years I do Dungeons & Dragons, the way I do it is I do it very cinematically, and it seems like you guys are leaning into it. Like Kel with the whole, he notices the fireplace is on, so he uses fire magic to take the fire out of the fireplace and throws it onto the ground. So you just ran through the fireplace and tackled him out the window. I tend to push the narrative more between what's more narratively interesting instead of just 2 people smacking each other with sticks. So it very much seems as though you guys are leaning into that, and I'm very happy. Like, this is probably one of my favorite D&D groups.
One of the greatest advices I ever heard from D&D in general is thinking about each individual thing like a scene in a movie.
Yeah, exactly. I would say that this is
No.
Act 1 high point. This is still early on, but my main objective right now is to make you guys feel awesome.
Don't worry, game. It's just gonna get more chaotic as we go on.
Exactly.
and Kel's gonna get
100%.
more unhinged as we keep going.
It's perfectly fine.
Like when Yuda's pulling out hot sauce in the middle of the battle and pouring it on some guy's head, and he's like, "I'm gonna chomp."
I just can't wait for the flippin' for the Dark Lord to grab fudging Aaron, throw him off the edge into lava, and flippin' Yuda just slides on his stomach over to the side, grabbing him by the hand, and it's just like, "No, Yuda, we've been through so much. You were a brother to me."
Well,
Go like this.
It's just
while Sahara is
As
up on the
ci-
mountain with the rope holding on.
as cinematic as possible.
I'm hanging on the mountain by my tail.
Just holding on.
But yeah, thank you guys very much for being a part of this session, especially Kel, who life is currently being very busy for him. I greatly appreciate having you guys here. Honestly, it is amazing that I get to do this campaign with you guys, and you guys are taking it in strides. So I'm excited.
It's fun. It's fun. I love the chaos.
I love the characters of this campaign.
Your characters are absolutely amazing.
This whole party is just so perfect.
And I very much hope that we can continue to tell this story. Either way, so you guys have a lot of things that you guys need to think about with everything that happened before the next session. And also, hello, chat! Me finally talking to chat. Hi, chat! How you doing? I hope you're all doing amazing. Again, sorry very much, chat, that I do not talk to you guys while the session is going, but very much whenever I'm in the DM seat, everything else goes, it's just the campaign and everything else is out of my mind until then. Like, I would not be surprised in the next 5 minutes, my body goes, okay, so now that the campaign is over, you are incredibly hungry, like in critical condition, you might faint. You probably have very low sugar and you need to go to the bathroom, so better get to it. Everything shuts down. Everything shuts down while I'm in DM mode.
Ignoring all warning lights.
It's the D&D life, man. You don't want to leave.
It's true.
Sorry about that. My GoXLR was being weird. Either way, so as much as we enjoyed this session, chat, I hope you enjoyed the session as well. I hope you guys had an absolutely incredible time. If you did, we will be doing this again. However, these guys will not be here. It will instead be the Darkners. We need to figure out what the Darkners have been doing. And they have been doing interesting stuff too. So that'll be fun as well. By the way, we will be back with these guys to see what happens. Probably in 2 weeks from now, when Kel is less busy. But if you do,
it's so crazy, everyone decided to do everything in June.
If you do like this campaign, feel free to join Discord or subscribe on YouTube so that you get notified when we come back with this, because every single from here on out, every single stream that has the thumbnail that you guys see on it, that will be the D&D campaign, and I cannot wait. And also, my animation that I'm doing, it's almost done, so I can finally get back to streaming more, and I can start streaming me drawing and doing projects, so I can stream more now. Instead, I haven't streamed in like a week, and that's literally just because I've been going into hermit mode in order to finish this animation. So once it's done, then I am free reigns and I can start doing projects on stream, because I want the animation to be a surprise. I'm working hard on that. And while I say I'm trying to make it look like an anime, this is still my first ever animating like a full story thing. So don't expect much, but also expect awesomeness.
It's always awesome with this group.
It is always awesome with this group. Either way, thank you guys again. I greatly appreciate having you guys here. You guys have been amazing as always, and I cannot wait to continue this story. But now it's time to find somebody to raid. Let's raid somebody.
Yay!
Find somebody to raid. Ooh, we got a lot of people, actually. We got Toxic, who's playing Sonic Mania. We got Gordy, the Pumpkin VTuber, playing Dead by Daylight. Armis and Apola are currently doing ASMR. You know what? Let's do Toxic. We do not raid Toxic enough. Let's give Toxic the love that she deserves.
Taste of your lips is paradise.
So yeah, we're gonna be rating Toxic. Make sure to give her the love that she deserves, because she is a legend, as is all of you guys. And before we raid, do my lovely adventurers want to say anything towards the chat?
Beautiful.
Tune in for next episode where Yuta probably eats someone's head. Aaron maybe adopted a child, and Sahara just cries
We
in
get
his sleep.
we get Sahara his antipsychotic meds, so he stops hearing
Yeah.
voices.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's been hearing a little too many.
See you
this
next
week.
time when Sahira
See you next
gets
time.
her anti-schizophrenia meds.
When I-
Yuda drives a fudging tank, and Aaron stops having daddy issues now that he has a daughter.
Ooh.
And Aaron changes his daddy
Damn.
issues for daughter issues.
Wow, way to call out a man and his daddy
Damn,
issues.
Bye, everybody. See ya. Bye
Have a
bye.
wonderful time.